Hey everybody, I thought we would go through the least squares regression equations again. And what I did is type this stuff up a little bit. I thought we could talk about it. Okay? Good times. All right. And what I'll do is probably break these up into sets of 15 minutes, so I might have to do it in two sets. All right, so the theoretical model is y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus epsilon. So we're looking for the formulas for beta hat 0 plus beta hat 1 because we know we're given the x's and the y's. And through the expected value, on the average, that epsilon goes to 0. So we need to derive those. So we have a set of n points. If I look at one particular point, if I go from the theoretical model of the line, okay, because this is just the line, and if I look at a particular point, then I have y sub I is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x I plus e sub I. That's just some arbitrary point. Then I'm going to write it in terms of the e sub I. So I pushed everything over on the other side. So I've got yi minus beta 0 minus beta 1 xi. Okay? So what I want to do is get the minimum of the sum of the errors squared. So I'm going to put this together in a couple of pieces. The sum of the errors, that's the sum of the e sub i's, is the sum of the right-hand side, the yi minus beta 0 minus beta 1 xi. But if I just take the sum of the errors, that actually goes to 0. So I want the sum of the errors squared. So I square left-hand side, I square right-hand side. Okay? And as we said the other day in class, how do I get a minimum? I take a derivative. So I'm actually going to have to take a partial derivative. I'm going to take two of them. One for beta hat 0 and one for beta hat, or excuse me, one for beta 0 and one for beta 1. Okay? So think about your calculus days. Let's look at this. I want to take the derivative with respect to beta 0. So I'm going to pull this 2 down in the front. And I look at the sign. So this is really like minus 1 times beta 0. So I pull the minus 1, which is really a negative sign, out in front. So I have minus 2 times the summation of that whole piece. Okay, that's the partial derivative. So to get the minimum, I'm going to take that and set it equal to 0. So I have minus 2 times the summation of the yi minus beta 0, beta 1 xi equal to 0. If I divide both sides through by minus 2, the minus 2's just go away. I still have 0 on the right. Then I'm going to go ahead and let the summation operate on each piece in the equation. So I have the summation of the yi's, the summation of the beta 0's, the summation of the beta 1 x sub I equal to 0. Now, even though I didn't write it out, those summations really have the indices I equal 1 on the bottom going to n. So my yi is okay. The beta 1, it's really like a constant in the sense that I can pass it through the summation because it doesn't have that index on there. So it can go to the left-hand side. Okay? I'm going to add the summation of the beta 0's to both sides. And then here again, the beta 0 doesn't have the I component in it. So there's really n beta 0's in there because I have my set of n points, right? Okay. I want to solve for beta 0, so I just divide everybody by n, and I end up with the summation of the yi over n minus beta 1, summation of xi over n equal to beta 0. Okay, and we put the little stars there because I'm going to use that again in a minute. You okay with that so far? Ready to go on? Let's give it a shot. This is going faster than I thought. Okay, so I need to take the derivative with respect to beta 1. So this time, if you go back to the original expression, you're still going to take the 2 out front. You're still going to take the minus from the beta 1. Now you have a little problem. You've got that xi sitting out there. So you've got to multiply that also. So you can divide both sides through by minus 2, and they're gone, just like they were before. But you still have xi. So your first step through is to go ahead and multiply those out. So you've got the summation of the quantity xi yi minus beta 0 xi minus, that should be beta 1, sorry, beta 1 xi squared equals 0. I'm going to change the page. Alright, so I've got beta zeros in there, but I really want to solve for beta 1. So I'm going to take my star term from the previous page and plug that back in. So I have my, let's see if I can put them back up at the same time. I don't know if I can do that. Hang on. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's my star term. So I've got summation of xi yi minus xi, and then I'm going to plug in, see where I have the beta 0 here. I'm going to take what beta 0 is equal to, this stuff right here, and plug that in the square brackets. So I've got my summation of the yi over n minus beta 1 summation of the xi over n, and then I have that last term again. Pretty good. There should be a paren here. Sorry. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put my summation on everybody. Okay, so I've got summation of xi yi, summation of the x, summation of the xi, that goes to this one here, times summation of the yi over n. That's the first term. Then summation of the xi squared, okay, and it's plus. All right, now where did I get that from? So I had summation of the xi here. I'm going to have summation of the xi here. Multiply them. I have summation of the xi squared. I have minus times a minus gives me a plus. I have beta sitting on, beta 1 sitting on the outside, and the whole thing divided by n. You okay with that? Good. And then when I pass the summation through, I have minus beta 1 summation of the xi squared equals 0. Okay? So then, here again, I want to solve for beta 1. So I'm going to push the beta 1 terms over on the right-hand side. So beta 1 is equal to summation of the xi squared minus summation of the xi, the quantity squared over n. Notice the order changes when it moves to the right-hand side. Okay, and again, I want to end up with beta 1. So I've got the original terms on the left-hand side divided out by the stuff on the right-hand side. And that's it. I know, easy to say that's it. But if you read through it a couple times, I think it'll make sense. All right? Hope this helps, and let me know if you need any more questions, or if you have any more questions. Thanks.